1000万 MLB 翻訳侍戦士チャンネルへようこそ。ドジャースがレイズに8対9で惜敗し、5連勝が止まりました。大谷翔平選手が41号ホームランを放つ活躍を見せましたが、投手陣が踏ん張れず逆転負けを喫しました。それでは今回はこちらを詳しく解説している番組をご紹介いたします。ご意見やご感想などありましたら、コメント欄までお待ちしています。この動画が面白いと思っていただけましたら、高評価、チャンネル登録をお願いします。ぜひ最後までご覧ください。
To Access Sportsnet Dodgers, John Hartzung here alongside Nomar Garcia-Parra, D-Train, Dontrell Willis. The Dodgers' 5-game winning streak, it comes to an end. Pretty much a wild game here on a Saturday night at the Ravine. The Dodgers fall behind 4-0 in the first inning, but they come all the way back to get home runs from Teoscar Hernandez, Shohei Ohtani deep again. Miguel Rojas actually had a 7-5 lead, but one of the rare recent occurrences, D-Train, not able to see the Dodgers bullpen rise to the occasion and put up zeros the way they have in most of the games recently. They gave up one run in the 8th, right, then a home run in the 9th. Evan Phillips touched up by Caminero, and then the 2-run shot there in the 10th.
Well, you know what? That's just making mistakes within the strike zone, and that happens in the bullpen. But the bottom line is, when I'm looking at this team and this staff, they gave up 15 hits. I don't care who's on the mound for the Dodgers. They know they're better than that to be able to give up 15 hits in a Major League ball game. You're not going to beat anybody in baseball doing that. That's way too much traffic, and that puts way too much pressure on even a talented offense at the top with Shohei Ohtani and company. I don't care if you have Nomar and Derek Jeter in that lineup. As a pitcher, you cannot put on that much traffic and ask this offense to overcome those many deficits in the ball game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But also at the same time, though, this is one of those that is just unfortunate that just got away. You know, I mean, this is something from a bullpen standpoint. I mean, the Dodgers had a 5-game win streak. And the reason they had a 5-game win streak is a lot of those games the bullpen was outstanding, putting up zeros, whether the Dodgers were able to come back on the offense or whether it was just the bullpen closing out the game. So they've been outstanding. And not just these 5 games, really over the course of this entire year, when you look at as a whole what this bullpen's able to do. And you know what? Today they got beat. Today was unfortunate where the ball's over the middle of the plate. That ball over the middle plate, they hit a home run, they got caught, so the long ball, it cost them. But if you look overall, the Dodgers' record when they're leading after 8 innings is pretty off the chart. It's one of the tops in baseball. So this is one of those games where you're like, man, it got away, but overall, you still got to love the fight in the offense.
Yes.
The way they were saying, we're down, but we're not out of this. Even early on, they came back, they got to lead. It was just unfortunate. And listen, we know this bullpen, not only are they great, not only have talent, but they have a lot of pride, and they're taking this to heart because they know, like, man, we had this game, we let this get away, and listen, more often than not, they're not doing that. They're just so good. It's just one of those days. It's one of those days you're like, listen, man, don't hang your head. It happens. This is baseball over the course of a year. We know how good you are. You know how much you picked us up over the course of the year. Chalk this one, turn the page, and let's make sure we win the series. That's what you got to say.
All right, well, the Dodgers fall to the Rays in Game 2 of the series in 10 innings. But it was Shohei Ohtani, D-Train. It was your called shot, and we thought, what's this guy going to do for an encore after last night, the walk-off grand slam becoming the fastest ever to have a 40-40 season. And once again tonight, he gave the Dodgers the lead with that 2-run home run to right field.
I mean, it's starting to be obnoxiously good. it really is. I mean, we're past that, but to be able to cover the whole plate and even some of the talented pitches off the plate, it's not like guys are throwing the ball down the middle to him. He's one-arming baseballs out of Major League ballparks, Nomar. I mean, I know you've seen a lot of good baseball, but this is how talented he is, and this is how locked up he is. Every time he hits the ball in the air, everyone's getting on their feet. It could be an infield fly. Everyone's getting on their feet. That's how much of a power threat that he is, and that's how much he is locked in to be able to hit one to the people. I mean, we're just seeing greatness right in front of us. Let's not underappreciate this because he is truly the best player in the world. He's going to continue to cover the baseball. 50-50 is coming.
Well, I always talk about, there's a difference with good hitters with power and then a power hitter.
Right.
A power hitter can miss hit it and it still goes out of the ballpark. Shohei is a power hitter. But he's a power hitter who also knows how to hit because they'd also go out there and hit for average. So that also is when we talk about how special and rarity is. That's what he is. So he's capable of doing that, and we also know he's capable of running and stealing bases. As you mentioned, getting out in front, can miss-hit it, but it can still carry out of the ballpark. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, that's why when it comes to call a shot, Dontrell was like, I'm letting it ride. That's what we saw yesterday.
That's low-hanging fruit at this point. That's low-hanging fruit. Why not put the field bet down? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But they're going to continue to challenge him And Dave Roberts, he has a key because he's at the top of the lineup. So this forces pitchers to have to attack him. It's not like Aaron Judge where you have him in the teeth of the lineup and maybe you can pitch around him.
Yeah.
They still not pitching around Aaron Judge, but that's a whole segment of the show. But Shohei is a threat right off the top of the lineup. He gets everybody else going, and really he takes pressure off the rest of that lineup.
And just barely missed one in the bottom of the 10th inning. We thought maybe that one was going to get out as well to tie up the game, but came up a bit short. Dodgers come up a run short, 9-8 the final in 10 innings. Right now, let's head back upstairs, check in one final time with Joe Davis and Eric Karros.
Dodgers trailed, came back, took the lead, trailed again, and fell a little bit short in 10.
Yeah, I mean, there were some good things. Obviously, the way Kershaw started, you didn't like to see that, but then he really battled and gave him a good 5 innings. Offense coming back. Ohtani, the big home run. Rojas had an unbelievable out on the field, up at the plate. Look, you're not going to win every game. As I said, some good things. You come back tomorrow and try and win a series.
Behind Gavin Stone, who looked excellent his last time.
Well, Stoney's been pitching really well, especially as of late. You hope that he continues to build off that. The young guys, Bobby Miller had a nice start to begin this series. You'd like to see Gavin Stone do him a little better and finish up this series.
Dodgers have already caught a little break. It won't be Shane Baz, who's pitched really well lately. Ray's yet to decide what they're going to do instead of Baz, and we'll find out as these teams face off in the rubber match on Sunday afternoon.
All right, thanks, guys. Looking ahead on the calendar, it's Lakers weekend at the Ravine. It's Kobe Bryant Jersey Day for tomorrow's series finale against the Rays. Monday's an off day before a 3-game series with the Baltimore Orioles. Wednesday is Shohei and Decoy's bobblehead night. Next Friday, the Dodgers head to Arizona for a huge 4-game series with the Diamondbacks. All of these right here on Sportsnet LA. Carl's Jr. moment of the game, Nomar. Shohei Ohtani hits number 41 on the season at the time. This gave the Dodgers a 1-run lead.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani, it doesn't matter. You get an off-speed pitch, you can be out in front. He reaches out, though, still has enough to stay on it and enough power to drive it out of the ballpark. We were just wondering, like, okay, get on, he's going to steal another base. Don't worry about that's going to come. But once again, still, power's all there.
Unfortunately, the Dodgers fall in 10 innings, 9-8 the final. Let's head inside the clubhouse and hear from Clayton Kershaw right now with Kirsten Watson and the media.
When you look at this outing today, what do you think, what adjustments were you making just to be a little bit more effective, especially after that first inning?
Yeah, first inning, can't happen. Get our team, behind that much that early is tough to come back from. But when you're on a great team like we are, you just try and make it as best you can. And I mean, our team showed what they can do tonight. They came back, they battled, and can't say enough good things about offensively what these guys did. And Bradley's a really good pitcher on the other side, so for them to put up that many runs against him is impressive. But yeah, first inning was bad and kind of settled in there in a little bit. And that 5th inning run really bothered me there after we got those runs back. So just a lot of things that I need to execute better on for sure.
What wasn't working for you that first inning?
I don't know. Just made some bad pitches.
More hitting spots, and as opposed to maybe stuff in the first.
It's kind of all one and the same, yeah.
How would you describe just the defensive performance tonight? Because it did seem like guys were coming up pretty clutch in some situations just to limit the damage here and there.
Yeah, Miggy made some great plays. Will throwing out runners. All the way around. Yeah, just I think on the getting our guys healthy on the position player side, it's pretty impressive. And then you add what Shohei's been doing, it's been pretty amazing. So myself and especially just needs to pick it up and give our team a little bit more of a chance, and we'll win a lot of games.
After a first inning like that, how do you get back on track?
You don't really have another option. You keep going. You just try to make the next pitch. Keep trying to make the next pitch over and over again. And I worked there for a little bit, but obviously got to be better in the first to start.
Shohei, go-ahead home run there. Took you in line for the win, even with the early struggles. Just what do you make of him coming up again with a big spot there?
Yeah, Shohei's been. Can't say enough. I don't know what else you can say. It's just. Every night there's something special that he does, and all the while, rehabbing and trying to get ready to pitch. So it's pretty remarkable. I think you see it day in, day out. You probably take it for granted a little bit, but it's a pretty special season, and he's the best for a reason.
You know, that first innings like that can't happen. When they do, does it feel like a little bit of a setback?
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but what else are you going to do? Just got to keep pitching.
Do you look at you've now had a collection of starts. Do you kind of assess those just as you prepare for now September and then getting ready for October?
Well, I mean, every start is its own. I think you can take some stuff that you did well and some stuff you did bad and try to get better at it. But at the end of the day, each start is its own, and you just gotta be better. And obviously we're fighting for something here and making the postseason, and then once you do that, you figure out who's pitching in the postseason. So there's a lot of things, a lot of reasons to pitch good, for sure.
Not that you haven't been on teams like this in the past, because you have been fortunate, but knowing if you do give up some runs in the first inning or 4 in this case, that the offense can still put up 7 in a game must change things, I guess, a little bit for you.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't change what we're trying to do, obviously, but it's a good feeling coming into every game knowing that you got this offense behind you. So, yeah, like I said before, just give our team a little bit of a chance and we'll probably win the game.
What did you see from him in this game?
Well, his mental grit after that first inning. But I guarantee he didn't have anything to the arm side that we broke down in that K zone. So I'm going to take a responsibility of it because I might have jinxed him, because we didn't see any arm side conviction with the fastball, no split fingers, and really everything he threw was belt high and above. And that's just not Clayton Kershaw, especially with his extension downhill. The breaking ball was up, the slider was flat up, and really he just didn't have the life of the fastball. And you got to tip your hat to the Tampa Bay Rays. They had,
when he sees that his team is trying to get back into the game,
right,
and he's like, okay, they scored 4 runs here. I mean, they scored 3 runs in the 4th inning, and they're trying to chip away. You're going,
you got to put a 0.
Yeah, that shut down inning, and he's like, man, it was a longer inning, and they got a run off me. That's upset. That upsets him and frustrates him most, because he's like, man, there was my opportunity. Even though he knows he's battling out there, that was probably the most frustrating thing. But nonetheless, they hit the offensive. They came back in there. But when you are placing Clayton Kershaw as a hitter, you're going, okay, he's got the breaking ball. It's going to be down. That you were hoping, like, I might have to look up. Yeah. I'm going to look up, because no matter any pitcher who has such a good breaking ball, a lot of times when they're up, things will flatten out compared to when they're down. They're just diving, and you're going to induce weak contact. So you might as well try to look up, especially if you're not throwing up in the 98s anymore or whatever. You're like, okay, it's a little bit easier. Maybe I get that. So if there happens to be a fastball up as well, it almost looked like the team was going back and say, hey, just look up right now. Doesn't have quite the command. And if you get one, go ahead and take advantage of it. They did that. And then when he started getting it down, it definitely adjusted over there. But at the same time, one of those 8, he didn't have it. But, but the offense, they try to battle back and get in this game.
All right, so the Dodgers and Tampa Bay Rays split the first 2 games of this 3-game series, setting up the rubber game on Sunday afternoon. Still more to come. Dodgers with 3 homers tonight, including Teoscar Hernandez, hit his 27th of the season. We've got plenty more reaction coming up as the winning streak comes to an end at 5 games. Tonight's Arco top-tier stat line, D-Train 338 feet. Shohei Ohtani's at 212 career homers. That is the shortest of his career.
First of all, it's not that short, John, so put some respect on that man's name. But for him to be able to cover that changeup like he did, full extension, one-arm the baseball out of any ballpark in America, I mean, it's starting to be on cheat code now. I mean, even his own teammates that get a chance to see him play every single day are amazed by his feet. That's the type of year he's having in a Dodger uniform.
I'm surprised that's his shortest home run. Because the reason I say that is because he's been in the American League a long time and played at Fenway Park. And there's a pesky pole. You never got around pesky pole. That's just bad aim. I mean, come on.
Or the short porch at Yankee Stadium as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you guys say, 470, 330. It doesn't matter as long as it goes out. Let's head inside and hear from the skipper, Dave Roberts.
Just starting with Clayton Kershaw, what were you seeing from him today? And I guess what adjustment did you see him make, especially after that first inning?
First inning, I think it was he just wasn't sharp. I don't think the curveball to that lefty Lau, was up. There were some sliders that were up. Couldn't put hitters away, and they were, putting balls in play, even that DeLuca at bat. So I think that he wasn't sharp early, and then it just seemed like there was a sense of urgency in the sense that he was his tempo got quicker and he was getting quick outs. They were putting the ball in play, and it was huge that he at least got us through the 5th inning.
When you look at the bullpen, and I guess specifically with Joe Kelly, how do you, either describe some of just those, I don't know if inconsistency is the right word, but just kind of those feet up and down?
That's a good question. His last two were great, efficient, strike throwing. Today he left a slider, middle, 1-1, hit it for a homer, gets the first out, drew the infield in. I felt good about the matchup, and he's just got to go out there and make pitches, and he left a slider, good pitch to hit. So as far as inconsistencies, I just don't know that answer. I think that there's sometimes he comes in and he's lights out, and other times, he labors. So I don't know if it's something we got to dig into or, what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's certainly been inconsistent.
Not quite enough, but there was a fight in the offense, especially in the fourth and the fifth. What did you see out of them?
Fight. I saw fight. Obviously, Shohei's just playing great baseball, but, Mookie's getting big hits when we need it. I think Freddie with the finger, he's not going to make an excuse, but he's still trying to, grind through it. Guys are taking good at bats. Situationally, Tommy got a guy over, we get him in, and there's fight. I think Max even legging out a double, they lose a ball in the twilight. Those are good things. I think tonight we just didn't pitch well. And to be quite honest, we got gifted a couple outs by their base running mistakes. And so it kept us in the ball game. We had a chance to win, and we just couldn't put them away.
Concerning.
All right, Dodgers leading the NL West down to 3 games as Arizona won a 5th in a row, but a chance to win a series tomorrow, Nomar. You need it with Gavin Stone.
I mean, that's really what you got to think about. Like we said, today you got the one, you let it get away. You heard Dave Roberts, they had a chance there, and it didn't happen. But you can still win the series. That's the most important thing. Gavin Stone's been really lights out, has been outstanding. He sets the tone tomorrow early, get some runs for him.
G. Stone's been the most consistent guy in the rotation. He's going to play well tomorrow. They need a victory. He'll get it done.
All right, time to start a new streak tomorrow. We will see you pregame coming up at noon on Sportsnet LA. We'll see you then.
今回の動画はいかがでしたか？ぜひご意見ご感想をコメント欄までお願いいたします。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーの最新情報など海外の番組の翻訳をお届けしています。面白いと思っていただけましたら、よかったら高評価とチャンネル登録をお願いします。どんな情報をお届けしたら喜んでいただけるか、ぜひお聞かせください。それではまた次回の動画でお会いいたしましょう。